Blog Talk Radio.
When it just can't get much better. Feel the sun on your face even when it's rainy weather. When nothing matters, just as long as we're together. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. I can't remember ever feeling like I'm feeling. Head in the clouds all day, got me flying, got me reeling. And there ain't no way my heart can't be concealing. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. Enough to see. You're the sun to me. And I got my reasons, but they won't need explaining. Why I smile all day, even though it's always raining. 'Cause you're the one thing that is constant and sustaining. You're the sun to me. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me. And I find just a little bit more and more each day. Another reason that'll settle in. I know I found my way. All I had to do was look far enough to see. You're the sun to me. Up when it just can't get much better.
Welcome to Legal Name Fraud Radio. Okay, where am I going to go tonight? Wherever I go, it won't be for long. Let me see. Yeah, let's start with this. Make it real complicated and do a radio thing, but I'm not going to bother anymore. Yeah, fair caution. When I say something, don't come out and have an opinion and make a claim. Okay? I'll show you how quick your claim works. You'll get the chair real quick. See ya. Chase that, Shaz. Yeah, one of these days you'll figure it out. Not anytime soon, apparently, but anyway, I'll just keep doing what I do. Put up with bullshit for a while. All right, what do we got? Yeah, I went through that. Yeah, well, we could talk about gold. Yeah, I think we could do that. But First off, I want to get into a couple of things here. Because I imagine so many of you spend, lots of hours. I know a few of you do, but, everybody spends countless hours researching all this so that they can form a thought versus a fucking opinion, right? It feels like most times people posting comments, there's a book report called Your Life. I wrote my book report on my life experience and the things that have actually really fucking happened. Shown it to others, and wow, it really fucking happened for them too. And they come in trying to tell me about my book. Never mind my book, worry about your own, you stew. Fuck's sakes, unbelievable. Yeah, I wasn't sure what part of me was going to show up here tonight, but yeah, I think I know. Tired of losing sleep over this. I'm going to make this real simple. Yes, I do understand baby steps, and I do insist that for those making physical baby steps, that's not, cut one piece of paper. Well, you can if you want. It's up to you if you want to be a pussy. Lots of those on the planet. Most of them, well, they all have penises. Really tiny ones or, not much bigger ones. They just think it's bigger. But anyway. This is really pretty straightforward information here. There's no fucking mumbo jumbo hocus pocus here. This is like straight in your face stuff. This is as literal as I can get. Stating it literally. This is what is. Have a look. Leave your monkey chattering, chundering fucking opinions out of it. Okay? It's really easy. It's like jumping into a conversation. A group of people having a conversation about one thing, and then you jump in and then try to have an opinion about it. You weren't even there. Start putting yourself in the other shoes, okay? In everyone else's shoes. This is all I do all day. How do they feel? What's going through their mind? Where are they? How can I adjust me to see better everything, everyone? What about how can I adjust you and put you, little dolly, over here and arrange this doll over there? That's how humanity plays their game. That's how you've been programmed to play it. Musical chairs and paper dolls. They point, here, put your paper doll over there, okay. And you go and you fucking put your paper doll over there, get your ass reamed, and you start crying and complaining about it, and I tell you why, and apparently still have a fucking opinion about legal fact, Just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. And that's not an opinion, by the way. You can have your own opinions. Oh, no, you're not. Hell yeah, watch. Funny how fucking quick that happens, eh? Because I'm in the now. And again, it's not words that resonate with me. It's arrogance. Gimme. That kind of stuff. That's what I feel. It's not. I don't care what you say. You can say whatever you want. I'll go to the aphorism. Funny how this shit shows up, like right on time every time. But anyway, here, this is pretty straight up, pretty simple. Oh, and don't worry, I won't be asking anybody to talk tonight, okay? Oh, I'm not going to bother with that anymore. That's a waste of fucking time. No. It's up. It's just a waste of time. It really is. If you can prove it otherwise, please let me know, but it's just a waste of time now. Can someone please explain how anyone can claim to be immortal when they've been killed on a cross? You see, this is the simple trick that people missed. The days of Lucifer and Christ being swapped out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I touched on this a few times. But anyway, let's show you how Christ is actually Lucifer in the physical flesh. It's just another way to explain the same thing. And vice versa. Remember, good and evil exist in the same place, right? And if you're seeing one as good and one as evil, you're divided and conquered. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. You've got an opinionated proverbial pickle so far up your ass it's blinding you. And that programmed pickle is someone else's idea that got shoved there. So yeah, can anyone please explain how anyone or someone can claim to be immortal when they've been killed on a cross? See, here's the thing about being immortal. Hi, I'm here right now. Hi. Oh, look. It's like I'm an animated living form. Hi. Yeah, that's going to be a lot more lively than someone lying in a coffin, yeah? Okay, that's the difference between immortal and mortal. Immortality is the maintenance of this state. Mortality is the decaying of this state through worshiping the state. The dead state. If you worship something dead, well, that's your idea is decaying along with the state that's decaying. Radioactive, half-life stuff. So how can someone be immortal or claim to be an immortal or a master or anything of that nature while they've been murdered in the physical mortal flesh? It goes right on to say, Father, why have you forsaken me? Father, heart. That's your heart. Creation doesn't forsake creation. You do. So really, it's not much of an example when one knows one is immortal and thus such a thing as pure illusion. Yet they tout in their, Luciferian construct the immortal nature of this entity they have crucified in a fucking building, big effigy of it in the front of the building. That's their immortal God, okay? You got it? That's the Lucifer. Wanting you to worship the dead, right? Take that energy and change the story around a little bit so that it, it feels right, it looks right. Oh, look, that's so sweet. Someone decided to take all our sins and die for it. Yeah, I'd call that a fucking slacker personally, but you, the one that believes that or thinks that in any way, shape, or form, that somehow someone is going to come along and wipe your ass for you. No. The lesson was there. It was always there. You see, because the thing about lies is, in order for a lie to exist, truth must be present. It's an impossibility and a duality to not have its opposite mirror. So while you're trapped in the one, crying and whining and moping and running around with your thumb in your mouth and diapers on your ass, shitting yourself because you can't throw the idea of a piece of paper away, that's yours, not mine. You can call yourself an adult if you want. I don't see that in the definition personally, but, that's just an opinion that's fact. By one's actions, one knows the apparent age of an individual, yes? It's really easy to spot. So really, that's not much of an example. Pure illusion, don't you think? Unless, of course, your plastic Jesuses and your gold and silver crosses with Jesuses on them, of course, they talk to you, right? While you worship that effigy of death. And it's an effigy of death. You might as well walk around with a fucking Guy Fawkes doll on your neck. And pick some other dead martyr, some other dead meat stick. Throw them on your neck and worship them. Go ahead. Throw them in your reality and worship them and see where that gets you. Oh, look, same shit as always. Right, yeah, that's what I thought too. So I find it odd that intellectual types never spotted the obvious hypocrisy of this simple truth. And that's pretty straight up. How can one claim to be immortal, showing people how to be immortal? Remember, it's a duality story, Bible. You've got to separate the stories. Part the Red Sea, Odin, part the heavens and hell, right? Physical and spiritual. Huh? For all you smarty pants out there, you intellectual fucking buffoons that think you are intelligent and smart and everything else, well, I'm going to show you how smart you are. Because like in the movie Boondock Saints Part 2, I do this because I make smart people look fucking retarded. Because they are. I used to be intellectually retarded too. It takes one to know one, right? And that's all. Anything I claim outside of me is that which I've already found within me to find that true within me. Scumbag? Yeah, I've been one. Asshole? Absolutely. Cunt? Most days. Hardcore truther? Yeah. One who is intolerant of bullshit? Yeah, that's pretty much me too. I mean, hell, if you don't know me by now, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, but whatever. Yeah, so I do find that odd. Intellectual types never spotted the obvious hypocrisy of the simple truth. The allegory of the, quote, Christ motif as portrayed is one of a physical liar meat stick prophesying their immortality. And how man can achieve this status while dying like some Mars tire martyr to be worshipped by idol worshippers? Really? Worshipping a martyr, are you? Yeah, it's almost laughable as to how the Luciferian Church of Rome, humanity and all religions, dreamed up to worship monotheistically, idolatry, idols, etc. You know, it's the whole idea. You know, the Jews, they have their Abrahams, their Moseses, their Yahwehs. I'm going to get into that shit. Holy shit. Look, you know, in the Greek form, it's only YHW. Put that in the mirror and go, you see? Why? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why? Why are you here? Not why are you? Oh, why are you here? What are you here to sort out? What point of heaven did you portray? What bad idea do you have to be here? What is your purpose for being here? Are you sorting the shit out? Did you figure it out finally? Well, if you don't worry about it. You will. Excuse me. Yeah, it's almost laughable as how the Luciferian Church of Rome has duped consciousness into worshipping the fallen and dead star or sun, perhaps while the attention of the fallen demons has been directed at Orion, using tools like Lucifer or telescopes, big microscopes, that's all they are. Looking at further away bits on the, the plate there, little glass plate, slides, they call them. The slide that they're looking at is the one of the reflection in the dome above. All right. Yeah, isn't it funny how they focus all this consciousness attention to keep this evil construct some ludicrously deranged folks call normal reality? Yeah. I'll take a drive down the street. Count the churches, count the synagogues, the magogues. You know, the mosques. Yeah, put on a mosque. Yeah. Take off the mosque and let's see, crime of the century. Yeah, you best look again, folks. Orion as the concept is nothing but a hunter-killer rapist. Start looking at the concepts of what they stand for, right? What is their constitution? Everything has its own constitution. Constituted orange juice, constituted Americans. Constituted isn't far from constipated. The only difference between constipated and constituted is one is sitting when trying when you're constipated, because when you're constituted, you're sitting anyway in the most literal sense. But then one doesn't know that it means notwithstanding, as well as withstanding. But then if you don't really make that clear in your own mind, then you'll fall for any trick in the book. That's okay. That's normal. Yeah, Orion. The hunter going after the seven sisters of the Pleiades concept. The virgins, wanting to bag and shag all the virgins, right? Okay. So you best look again, folks. Creation has closed her legs on this little motherfucker. Christ is the state of mind to call truth, right? The paper doll, Bible version, Jesus Christ, that's the wolf and... sorry, just got a bit rowdy here. That's the wolf in lamb's clothing. At least now you'll know which wolf humanity feeds with the legal name demon worshipping. Only those that truly seek truth will... Here, tell you what, I'm going to play a song. I'll be right back. It's too loud for me.
Pretty eyes for my daughters, Emily and Hillary. Yeah. I've actually been on a nice tear lately. This is off the live album.
Pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have pretty eyes. What a spell I'm under, so much so. There's nothing I won't do since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, your smile incites affection, melts a heart, and heals this old one too. Pretty eyes, the window's left wide open, lets me come in from cold to feel brand new. Since I've known you, there's more to you. Your first breath told me why. It's more than pretty eyes. A daughter's love is what you'll find inside. Now close your eyes with kisses of a butterfly. Be still, I'll be waiting when morning finds again your pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so. There's nothing I won't do since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Yeah, pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you.
There we go. Let's continue on here. Yeah, creationists close their legs to this little motherfucker. Christ is a state of mind called truth. Okay, it's not a meat stick with a cock. Try to get that through your thick fucking noggins, okay? Let that one soak up a little bit. Jesus Christ is a concept. It's not a guy with a cock. Teaches that it's a guy with a cock that's your savior. That's Lucifer. Duping. The lesson is truth. When you see the word Christ as simply truth and Jesus as I am, then you'll bring that motherfucker home. And you won't be looking up at a cross wondering how big Jesus' cock is in that plastic motif on the bigger than life-size, cross in the front of their cathedrals and the rest of it. Got it? Yeah, I'll get intense with it, but don't worry, I don't have to worry about anybody interjecting. I made full and complete access to me at this table every single night. Whether I ever do it again, I don't know. I'll just state what I have to state. You can do whatever the fuck it is you want to do with it. Because the only questions you need to be asking aren't for me. I've already asked these questions within myself. This is about you asking yourself. So, yeah, it'd probably be a lot easier if you don't bother asking me anything. That way you won't take anything I say fucking personally and get into some tizzy tiff wondering where your fucking savior went. Well, you ain't got one. Not with me. Fuck you. You can rescue yourself. I did. Many others did. And we know what that means. We did it together. We're the best friends because of it. Oh, look, you took care of your shit and I took care of mine. Oh, I don't have to worry about you throwing a knife in my back and you don't have to worry about me throwing one in yours. Neat. That's how truth works. That's a Jesus Christ state of mind. It doesn't involve pussies and cocks. Capiche? Because the paper doll Bible version, Jesus Christ, well, that's the wolf in lamb's clothing. in case you were looking for it. At least now you'll know which wolf humanity feeds with the little name demon worshipping. Yeah, it's all connected through it. Only those that truly seek truth will comprehend what I just wrote. To the rest, well, enjoy hell. You're legally just dying to get there, so don't let truth and creation get in your way. Actually, hurry the fuck up. You're long dead anyway. It's just the way it is. And then, of course, typical comments coming in like, how long this individual has been, let me see. Oh, well, been friends for a while, quite a while, I would guess, because I typically close friends, so people get the notices. So, Stephen C., here's your calling's worth. Let's see if you are worth your calling. Can you put into perspective as to what you're talking about? You're not making any sense. Really? Seemed pretty straightforward to me. Let me see. Let me see if there's a very straightforward, a lot of straightforward points, but that's the wolf in lamb's clothing. The paper doll Bible version, Jesus Christ, that's the wolf in lamb's clothing. That's not a difficult concept. At least it isn't for me. And if you have any intellectual ability, agility at all, that's a pretty straightforward concept. And of course, I'll get back to you, Stephen, just one second. Stuart comes in. Maybe he's a zombie. See, watch the trap of the mind here. I just told you it's a fucking paper doll. How can it be a he or a she? That's called personification. He who? And you even put a capital H on he? No program in there, eh, Stu? He who? Hee-haw. Fuck. Get your banjo out. Start dealing with that. Still thinking personified dolly thingy. Truth is not physical. Physical is a lie. Try to stay on point. And P.S. And I do like to be very, very upfront with people. I'm a truth cunt. Get used to it. I just tell it as it is. I don't fucking care about your whiny little opinions about this and you about that and all the rest of it. I'll just deal you the truth. If you can't handle that, well, there's your, fee fuck off faux fum thing, Because if you still don't get it, what are you doing here? What are you doing wasting your time and everybody else's time when you can't even change your own fucking diapers yet? Why don't you stop and ask yourself that for 5 minutes while you're taking the time to breathe? You guys are fucking around with something you don't realize the gravity of, obviously. If I told you your soul was on the line on this, would that, concern you at all? Or is that just geez, maybe Kate's right. Maybe my soul. Yeah, maybe it does, huh? How about we just take the may be and call it what must be? May and must in any definition is the same. Must be. That's exactly what it's about. Yeah, so I'm a truth cunt. Get used to it. No doors here. Never offended when those can't accept the truth as that. Truth without attaching cocks and pussies to it fucks everything. The burning dick in the bush, I mean, let's back to a little allegory. Dick Cheney and George Bush. Well, there's a dick and a bush involved. Someone's bound to get fucked. Don't you think? Yeah. Excuse me. So, back to Stephen here. Can you put into perspective as to what you're talking about? This is putting it into perspective, Stephen. Hope you're following along here. Sorry there's no batting ball and a little movie screen for you and all about you, but, it's just the way it is. Can you put it into perspective as to what you're talking about? You're not making any sense. Well, my answer is simply this. Yeah, I know. You still think in a legal religious matrix. It won't make sense to those in the matrix. It won't make sense to you. And, of course, not to be outdone, it's not a legal religious matrix. I'm just trying to make sense as to what you've just said. If you're referring to Christ on the cross, then just come out and say it. Breathe, Catherine. Breathe. Yeah, I do that a lot. Oh, of course, Stephen. Wow. Thanks, buddy. You just made some room. When you understand the Holy Spirit of God Almighty, That sounds like a big program to me. Then you'll understand what happened at the cross. Oh, you were there, huh? Were you? Were you there? Were you there, Stephen? That's a big claim you just made. Then you're making a claim that somehow you understand what happened at the cross? If you don't understand, then you'll never understand. Well, apparently I wasn't there, Stephen, so you were. So there must be that you know that because you exactly, right? You didn't get that information out of a book or taught by somebody with a fucking robe at Sunday school or anything, right? That was your full and your own experience because you experienced that and you're the reporter from being at that moment coming and telling everybody, or are you just reading the fucking CNN headlines as usual? Well, here, let me make it easy for you. Let me make it so easy. Exercise the demons, Catherine. Yeah. Nice flag on your shirt, by the way. At least I know who you worship. Hanging out with what is that, your U.S. Army kid? Yeah. Murderers. So anyway, there you go. Just save you the bother. So maybe you'll understand what the Holy Spirit is all about. Thou shalt not kill. Do you remember that one? It was in the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not have any false gods before me. You know, the American flag on your chest and the American military uniform on what looks like your kid. Yeah, that's idol worship. 1, 2, and 3, you're out. That's the first 3 of the Ten Commandments. You know? Coveting thy neighbor's property. Well, why is the military uniform on? Because obviously someone's coveting something. Got to go and take a bigger cock and shove it into someone's, ass to rape them. Like the big American cock getting shoved into the tiny little Iraqi ass. You know, that kind of stuff, the people. Is that the Holy Spirit you're talking about? Knowing God Almighty, Stephen? Jesus Christ. Murderers. That's all you are to me. You support death. Well, the good news is you won't be supporting death too much longer. Really is that simple. Yeah, it took a bit of time, as always. I think I finally got to sleep about 11 o'clock this morning. 6:08 went out my eyes again. I looked at the computer and do I really want it tonight? The first answer, no, not really. And then I compromised with myself. Well, just do it yourself and don't worry about any monk under opening mics and stuff where you're going to end up having to, pull fucking hen's teeth anyway to get anyone new to open the mics. And again, anyone that's involved over the last number of years, take yourself out of this equation. I know the ones that have actually made the effort and tried. Here's the good news. Like right now, that door's closed. I'll talk with those that I know I can talk with without, any emotions or opinions, fear, or anything else getting away. I'll definitely spend the time with those. But as far as people still not getting the idea, it's even thinking that you're of this reality, you're dead. So you can decide what little piece of paper or what little thing you're going to do to sort you out while children are dying around the world. So as long as it's okay and it's all about you, knock yourself out. It's a really difficult game you have to play. Just let people know about the legal name fraud. That's the only seed you got to plant. Have you heard about illegal name fraud? It's illegal to use a legal name. That's all you need to do. That's apparently too fucking hard. I guess I simplified it too much for you to make it too easy for you. But then, no access to me at the board or, on Skype or whatever. There's a couple of people I still need to have a little chat with. The Italian group, making a big effort. Yeah, got your message last night. It was about 5:30 this morning when you texted me. It was a bit too late and too early to be talking. Otherwise, I would have no problem. I'd have a conversation. I just don't like waking people up while I'm on night shift. Call me selfish. But anyway. So I'm watching this. I couldn't get through any of these episodes. I got through the first one, and Chief Bucket was sitting beside me. I literally have those, by the way. This makes me sick. I have to keep one beside me. because of evil. I react so quickly to puke that shit out. I even thinking about it right now, I want to puke. You know. So when you start to understand what this place is all about, and the death and the murder and the killing and the evil and the seething fucking hatred and all the rest of it, there's only one thing I hate, and that's evil itself, which is hate itself. And so you make it so easy to be there in that beautiful, pukey hate moment of watching you decay and watching you fucking consume yourself and others around you. That's just such a joyous thing for me to watch, especially when I know the truth. So many of us do. In the most literal sense, it breaks our heart. It doesn't break my heart anymore. It does and it doesn't, you know? Well, I mean, what can I do? I'm not here to save anybody. I'm just here to pass along a message, apparently. So if you can't accept the message, well, leave me out of it, because all too often people like to get real personal with me, and I'm not really interested in that. Yeah, people. This episode, Monsters, episode 1 of 3, as I'm, fighting my way through this literal shit to see this demonic fucking reality in its profusing of filth and keeping it right in your face. I just dive right in there to this split. I don't know if there's a few that actually do this, and it's quite a filthy job we have to do to wipe your asses. But it's not your ass I'm worried about. Okay? That's you to worry about that. The thing is, I already worried about your ass enough to show you how to take your own diapers off and change your own diapers and wipe your own ass and stop worshiping fucking flags and little bit of plastic card here, little bits of paper shit there, all the rest of the matrix. That's for how you're owned by. And you go on with it right willingly, You see, I'm of mind, have been always of the mind. When I make a decision, I stand on it. When I know it to be the right thing to do, I won't eat from it, no matter how painful it is. But apparently that's okay. So people can still think that it's okay to do this and do that and whatever. Well, that's you. That's okay. Not me. So I'm watching this thing, and the other thing I'd write was this. And people wonder why humanity went fucking nuts. You got these people drinking blood of the dead, eating bits of humans. Even watch the Tower of London, Secrets of the Tower of London, and the ravens they keep there. Their favorite tree, keeps hearts. Mm-hmm. There's the beater, the omen, master of the raven master, looking after birds. Imagine your life, and your job is to take care of a half a dozen birds. Here's a fucking idiot running around in a $10,000 costume with little sheep hearts, sticking them through the fence for these ravens. That's this guy's existence. Yeah. Oh, humans will do all sorts of fucking crazy things for their masters. But anyway, and people wonder why humanity went fucking nuts. Eating death, well, it has that effect. And this is the shit the legal name masters taught. Not thought at all. Emerald tablets of Thoth, thought. Yeah, it's not that at all. Yeah, they're pure crucified, burnt thug. Thought ash, pot ash, meat worshippers. Right? Pure crucified, de-earned thug. That's Taught, T-A-U-G-H-T. Ta, creation. Hex, duality. Liar, G-H-T. Yes, I hope you can stomach even looking at dead flesh, let alone eat it. Nearly puking past the Death Eater section. Yeah. Grocery store. That's all I can do to puke in the aisle as I go by. It's only 2 of the grocery aisles that this death eating section I have to expose myself to it. Yeah, that's how intense it is with me. I nearly puke running past the Death Eater section. Fucking Canaan bulls and their Canaan law and their murdering Canaan fire, wiping life out and every legal name blast. Be last. Go ahead. Well, I'd like to be able to agree with you, Peter, but we're a weird mob? Don't include me in that. You see, that's the thing about passing on the judgment of what needs to come home to self onto everybody else. Everyone thinks this. Everyone says that. Oh, we're a weird mob. Well, that's... No. Weird mob? Well, that's the part that you want to be part of. Don't include me in it. Yeah, you're in a weird mob. Why don't you write it? I'm part of a weird mob. You know, this is where you take it upon yourself instead of casting it out upon all of humanity. You know, throwing your sins around like the fucking false Jews do, making you guilty of another's crime. And you taking it upon yourself. Well, that's the whole idea of the Jesus motif, right? Get the idea that one can take on the sins of all, right? Those that think, quote, the Jesus Christ paper doll, meat sticky, thingy, cock-bearing, physical entity, someone can take on the sins of all. And those that agree with that are going along with you're taking all the sins for all. That's why Christians, in the grandest sense, are the lowest on the fucking ladder. They have the truth to be of the Most High, but they are actually placed in the most low position. So the Christians wonder why they're, persecuted and what have you. That's why. Because you're worshiping demons, according to Roman Catholicism and their way of teaching it. So go ahead, knock yourself out. Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to hang out in hell. Eternity. You love it here, so. Oh, but if that's not enough of a motivation, imagine spending eternity here. Yeah, pretty deep, huh? Oh, it's your choice. Legal name keeps you here. Enjoy it. And by the way, have a look. If you have kids or family members, yeah, you're making sure they're staying too. Yeah. Not you though. Quite a few others though. Yeah, we figured that part out. It's called taking responsibility for yourself. If there's any question you think you need to ask me, wrong. You need to ask that of yourself. In case anyone wonders why, geez, Kate seems to have a lot of answers all the time. Yeah, it's because I spend the time looking within for them. Yeah, that's all. Asking myself, what do I need to do to change my perspective to see it and understand it fully from my perspective, my experience? I leave everything out of it except me. I'm the causal point of my reality. I can accept responsibility for that and do my best to change it. Strange little world you're in too, because even when you're trying to figure something out, most of humanity, as far as I have found, doesn't understand the true motives. I look for truth everywhere. And many of us have went through the mill to find it. Just depends on your level of commitment, For those that have the happenstance of someone getting in their face about, you mentioned the legal name fraud, and they start wanting to debate with you, it's a really simple answer. So here's a typical snippet that I'll go off on sometimes on Skype. I think this was after the See You Later last night. Anyone giving your face already the legal name fraud, catch-22? It's illegal to use a legal name fraud. That's the catch-22. It's illegal to use a legal name. The catch-22 is damned if you do and damned if you don't thinking, you see? It's I can't use it because it's illegal, right? So there's your damned. But how am I supposed to be able to get to that? And if you don't, the what if, but. I had to pass through that one too, like many others that I know personally. I had to pass through that one. Yeah, it's called letting it go and letting creation be the master. Truth itself. It's like this. I'm meant to be immortal, and creation will make it that way. And if I'm not, well then, burn me to hell. I'm wide open. Neutral. I don't decide either way. It's like all I do is look for truth within myself to sort myself out. What is it that I need to understand more fully? What is it I need to adjust more fully within my own reality? The more I adjust, the quieter I want to be. It's funny that. So if anyone gets in your face with the legal name Fraudcast 22, just ask them this: why are you angry with me? It's the Luciferians that created the legal world. You need to be taking your frustrations out on. That's it. Why are you getting mad at me? I got fucked just like you did. I consented to be fucked just like you did. So why are you getting mad at me? Do I look like a fucking bar member? Do I look like a fucking judge, a cop, a lawyer, a president, a king, a queen? Do I? What the fuck you get mad at me for, you Stockholm Syndrome suffering piece of shit, worshipping your master? Spewing fucking nonsense, debate, and hate at me and the others that are telling us? Don't take that shit up with me. Take it up with a slave master. The one that you're consenting to suck their dicks. Take it up the ass from. Go tell them. What are you debating me for? I just told you the truth. I have no debate. So why are you getting angry with me? It really is this simple. I'm just stating a fact. Their construct I no longer serve. People prefer to their woes, as in to inherit their crybaby status, while I prefer to put on the air my woes. Check that out. Those that choose to burn hell is up to them, not my concern, beyond showing the stork reality. Yeah. Yeah, pyrite, fool's gold, not fool's gold. Yeah, the pyrite, fool's gold versus Luciferian dead gold is worked by their followers. I'm going to pull the concept together for you. Hope it's not too big. Hope you can understand it. Yeah, if this is the way people want to reflect that, it's hard to themselves to return that. Most of the child coming to an adult will have American flags and military family members, all proudly displayed in photographs, daring to question truth itself. Can't see simple ideas. By one's actions, one is known, and this is the overlaying thing that I see all the time. It's like a bunch of kids. Hey, is this a new ride? Ooh, it looks scary. Yeah. Yeah, gold in its crystal form. Again, I look for the physical effect to see the spiritual cause. What is the anagogic lesson? What is gold? We'll get into that in a minute. Gold in crystal form equals the dead tree of life. Leave it in the fucking ground, dead and buried. Let the dead bury the dead. And for those that may not know this, if you ever wanted to check the purity of gold, I've talked about this before, being a coin collector, silver gold dealer in the past, years ago. Yeah, I've walked the road, guys. I've done everything apparently that I needed to do. At least as far as I can tell, everything was perfect. But you can't do it with silver, though, only with gold on this one. It's called the Blackstone. What you do is you take whatever gold you have and scrape it on the Blackstone. It leaves a little trail of gold. Just, ever taken a silver ring to a piece of paper and it leaves a trail behind? Yeah, that sort of thing. On the Blackstone, the gold, you just do a short, it doesn't have to be very big, just big enough to acid test on it. And because gold is indestructible in its form, I'm hoping this ties in with these emails. D, I'm kind of tracking the same thing. Look up Dundalk Castle. That was the DNDK. Doing a lot of research in the DUKW, the landing boats, ducks. Think D-Day, yeah, it's all a picture. I'm just going to play out in a different way. But anyway, getting back to what gold is. You put out on the gold that's on the blackstone, and whatever impurities are there burn away, and the color that's left behind will tell you, whether it's 10 karat, 14 karat, 18 karat, 22, whatever. And it's fairly accurate, but it takes a bit of practice to understand colorations. They're not very stark different, but they are different enough to be able to tell them with a trained eye. So you can tell the purity of gold just by one little scrape, throw some acid on the blackstone, see the reaction, the color. This is that's a 14. Gold is indestructible in its atomic level. So why does that matter in the spiritual? We'll get to that. Gold hates water chemically. It's called hydrophobic, fear of water. And for those that speak anagogically, you will understand that means fear of truth. Hydra, many-headed fear of truth. And during the processing of gold, before the absolute refining, to separate the gold out of the, what do you call that, the rock, whatever, they use water. And with gold being hydrophobic, it separates. The physical gold separates from the truth to the hydrophobic level. Look at that. In the physical sense, physical gold is an absolute terror of truth. Luciferian gold. Look that to a dead star, a fallen one. Okay. And we'll connect it to Don for you. Hopefully I won't leave too many questions for you. If questions, follow your own. I'll just leave a nice trail for you to follow. Fear, truth, fear. Gold equals biggest lie of them all. It is only created in the death of a star. Yeah, all that glitters isn't Gary. Gary Glitter. Uh-huh. This game is so easy. Oh, yeah. Thanks for making room, Stephen. Oh, well, we'll just add the one on top. Next in line. I don't do order. I just do natural. Okay. Before I get into the gold sort of thing here, do I want to go there just yet? Still. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make this really easy. I'm tired of you pulling your fucking shit on my page, asshole. I've already asked it times. Oh, look, you just room for somebody else. I'm surprised if you come back to the page. Sorry, I don't promote Luciferian self-worshippers, okay? Someone's got a song that they've written and whatever, and part of the table, yeah, no problem. But no, sorry. Ah, good. That's good. I just added somebody else here. Yeah. Well, you guys kidded me, so it's just the way it works. Let me see. All right. Welcome, Bobby. Welcome, Hannah. All right. There we go. All right, just clean the house. Yeah, you won't be posting any more self-promotion links. Won't you be not surprised? Well, hopefully you're not. Not give a fuck you. Yeah, a little video, by the way. The other day, dogs versus imaginaries. There's a big hole there. Go through it. Can't even get you through with treats, huh? Yeah. Fuck. Yeah, for those that are still worried about the legal name and dropping it and getting rid of the whole idea of the legal construct, that court, all the rest of the church and everything does not exist, only that you allow it to persist. It's a program, very resistive program. It's like, but no, yeah, that's the trap. That's the catch-22. Stockholm syndrome. The catch-22. I know it's illegal to use the legal name, but I know it's so hard to break free, isn't it, of that lie, that demonic worshiping that you're part of. I know, sweetie. Yeah, but you're going to have to, or it's your soul on the line. So sure didn't I fucking tell you? That's your moment again. Yeah, dogs versus imaginary doors. Oh, I'm glad to see others can baby steps. Absolutely. Just a quick reminder, though, balance that out for you. There's some children today that won't make that first step because they're dead. While you were worried about taking that little step. People wonder if I get uptight. Then, not everyone cares about life the same way I do. I found a few too. Grateful for that. Just scrolling down to see if there's any other little rants that I went off on. Usually find the fun stuff in there. Yeah, here we go. Birth of Britain, 3 of 3. Very anagogically eye-opening, these things, when you know how to look at things from a creational point of view versus a programmed meat stick, living in the literal point of view, talking about things literally. The literal birth of the literal volcanoes, the literal scale, and on it goes. Oh, yeah. The power of gold is the worship of a dead and fallen star, Lucifer. It's trapped consciousness. Believing is trapped consciousness. If you believe in Jesus as your Savior, you're in a trapped consciousness. That's trapped consciousness. Anything that one believes without seeking the truth and the facts within it is trapped consciousness. Your thinking is limited, isn't it? Yeah, it's limited inside a certain box, a certain construct that you just can't seem to fight your way out of it. It's a paper bag and you beat your way out of it. Yeah, the power of gold is the worship of a dead and fallen star. Lucifer, trapped consciousness, believing in the idea gold equals money equals paper equals birth certificate equals paper doll, trapped in folds of the meat time. The idea of this reality at all is to serve Lucifer, period. The mind, M-I-D, mind or ing, it's all the same thing to me. The gold is separated from the hydrophobic state. When it goes to refining, it's all in a big, look, it's gray matter. Yeah, it's gray matter. It's got all the elements in it, so it has to be refined further using, fire, test by fire, to get the real gold out of it. But funny, it looks just like brain tissue. Same color. Gray matter. This is what the grays are. The gray aliens? Yeah, a lien, which is, a lien against something, is a debt. That's what the grays aliens are all about. Oh, they look so cute and happy, don't they? Fallen humanity. Yeah, the worship of this idea at all, this reality, is to serve Lucifer, fallen star, period. Your idea is trapped in the value of gold, the power of gold. The mind is owned and mined accordingly. Yeah, you're playing the liar's harp, Lucifer's harp, down in Hades. So let's get to it. I threw up the vulgar word tune, power of gold. Things that trigger always like Anne's writing. Yeah. Had a little issue with immortality, apparently, but, well, we'll see who's been good, who's, naughty and nice kind of thing. You see, the word nice, the only time that word can be used correctly anywhere in the English language is in carpentry. As in a nice fit, it means perfect. So when you say, oh, you look nice today, oh, you look perfect today, a well-cut 2x4, like a nice dovetail fitting in, nice and tight, right? Perfect and tight. Love the lyrics. So here's the lyrics of Power of Gold for those that are on the anagogic bent of things. See if this tells you the real story, because it does. The story is told of the power of gold and its lure on the unsuspecting. It glitters and shines, it badgers and blinds, and constantly needs protecting. Tower of London, think that. You're your own Tower of London. Balance the cost of the soul you lost with the dreams you lightly sold. Are you under the power of gold? The letters and calls got you climbing the walls, and everyone wants a favor. They beg to remind you of times left behind you. You know the past is a loser. Is different now, and the days run hot and cold, black and white. Are you under the power of gold? Power of gold? Well, the right stuff this time. You're a creature of habit, run like a rabbit, scared of a fear you can't name. Yes, you can. Your own paranoia is looming before you, but nobody thinks that it's a game. Balance the cost of the soul you lost with the dreams you lightly sold, and tell me that you're free of the power of gold. The women are lovely, the wine is superb, but there's something about the song that disturbs you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, Babylon's lovely. The wine is, it's the superb, Anyway, let's hope a bit more in on the gold idea, and I'm not sure much more after that. I'll bother. Do a little tracking. Legal name use is illegal. Yeah, start, and then you can decide what pieces of paper and ID and stuff you want to get rid of, knowing that it's all illegal. That's like have to. It's very, you can't get that thought across. It's the idea of thinking, all right, that's the contract, the consent to be it. As soon as you change your mind on that, the world shifts for you. It's really neat. You're going to have to see that for yourself. What? Do I look like Jesus Christ to you? Do I look like a fuck savior? There will be enough of those popping around the planet going to be Jesus, going to be fucking wit of some kind of heaven, and oh yeah, all everywhere. Yeah. Don't get back to fucking Jesus Christ. I'm not. That's your job. So separate and creation, unbelievable. But anyway, we'll just give the idea of the fallen. What did I write? Spirit from a dying star, the fallen one. Where man's lust has been formed through worship of old. Man has unwittingly worships Satan, Lucifer, the fallen morning star. You're worshiping the elements of Lucifer. Hence, should I talk slower so you can think phonetically? How long would you stay to Ned in here? If I talk like that all the time, that's how you got to start thinking. You got to slow yourself down. Yeah, where man's lust has been formed through the worship, this is the spirit. This is the worshiping trapped consciousness within the very idea of gold as an external value. How many lives have been caused because of gold? Let me make it easy for you. All of that. Trapped in the earth hearth within, more gold worshipped, or the earth. It's heart, earth, same thing. Okay? It's a dead heart. Where volcanoes are the fires, seal the fool's gold back behind the hard mother. Right, the doormatter, the hard mother, the crust. Tree of life? Uh-huh. Well, that's not a tree of life you want to be worshiping. You see, we can talk about eating of the tree of life. Cannibalism, eating from the tree of life. Gold, Satan worship, Lucifer. The elements of the fallen one. The idea of worshiping, that's cannibalism. You see, here was another little anagogic that jumped out, because these intellectuals talk about the amount of gold in the earth. Typically, there would be enough gold in the earth to cover it with gold 1.5 foot thick, the entire surface. And immediately I went to benchmarks on that. Oh, look, the paper. Benchmarks, surveys, right? I talked years ago about how the idea of trapping humanity underwater. You know, the cruisers, what water were the cruisers sailing on, the cop cruiser, to come up to your landing? There had to be water there. It's a naval term. So I saw the water in the in the imaginary realm of the benchmark, typically 1.5 foot above the ground. You'll see them little obelisks are on the side of heritage buildings, little brass plates with a lip on them for a surveyor to put their surveying rod so it can be surveyed above sea level. But they never included the 1.5 foot. The benchmark was always taken from that 1.5 foot, typically anywhere from 18 to whatever, 22, 26 inches above the ground, to put the entire planet under a surveyed illusional water. Part of the construct, one of the layers I had to peel years back to see this. But the benchmarks are the imaginary gold layer, right? And there's the same thing. Legal benchmark, the high water mark, planet imaginary gold layer is 1.5 foot across. So there's your boobs, your true master, through the legal name of the moon eye creation. So thinking is very simple. See it in correct order. All right, I read it. Let me read it again. Those that aren't paying attention. Power gold. Is that it? Yeah. Where was it? Yeah, well, why do you think it's called G-L-R-E? Jew, fallen one of Lucifer. R-E is high, the one they worship. So why do you think it's called Jew anyway? To worship fallen dead star. I don't mourn the death of death. Legal name worship equals. Yeah, I do. Oh, and you can't debate that. It's very simple. You do, don't you? Or you don't you? I don't need to see you from here. You can see yourself. I'm not a jail. I'm not just on that where you are game. What the fuck's that got to do with me getting angry at yourself the same way I did? Yeah, I didn't take it out on you. So for one little quote. Oh, it's entertaining. Whew. Yeah, they do need their little bacon strips, don't they? Get those dogs to the door. But Kate, I get if fuck off. As soon as you start worrying about what you get and start realizing what you have, you'll be fine. Apparently, if you're listening in right now, you don't have everything you need to listen to the show, right? Or do you? Oh, yeah. Look, you have everything you need. Yeah, gold equals down. Yeah, I silly thing like take fee, fi, fum, run down the entire alphabet to spell it out to see what concepts come out of it. And it's quite mind-blowing. Yeah, sedation, yeah. Not on this one. Yeah, we can get we got 8:15, so I got 5 minutes. Yeah, the gold in the Earth would cover a foot and a half thick. Their benchmark layer through the legal construct of integration, so gold and silver. Of course, then there's Henry VIII. Pieces of 8 decided to throw copper into it. You know, tricky bastards, these guys. Same as the Romans. You know, debating the currency. Copper getting into silver or gold. It can mix with it as an alloy. There's that alloy. Alloy. All Jewish, are you? Oy vey? All oy vey? All oy vey! Yeah, we know all about your fucking check. Chupdicks. The idea of binding the idea of money, paper, to the false gold of a long dead star. Well, if you, for the literalists, the legal monkey fucks, go back to 1933. FDR, the Federal Reserve, FDR. Oh, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It doesn't matter. It's all Federal Reserve to me. In case you haven't seen that or noticed that little anagogic, I like to point these out just to go, those moments for you. But if you spent 5 minutes with yourself, you'd get them yourself, and you wouldn't have to worry about, thinking that some sort of fucking savior and you have to come here groveling, looking for answers to things that you already have the answers to. I prefer to talk with the grown-ups. Any of the grown-ups that I already know that want to chit-chat and talk in the anagogics, not the ones that are still debating their own reality, talking about their experiences from the literal and how they're playing. That's great. I love that. I love that. It helps a lot of people. People showing how they've worked their way through it, the same way I've been showing it through, me just doing this. Doing it myself and others doing it, yeah. Yeah, Blackstone. Sorry, the perceived heavens behind the veil of heaven's blue skies, not black ones. Got to bring these concepts back. I get pretty deep on the anagogics when I'm doing this. Slate, of course, they look for slate to find the gold in the quartz veins that typically show up in the slate formations. What is a slate? Well, you put them on your roofs, like what Tyler did, or you use them in school to write on. The slates you wrote on? See, it's always about connecting it to the gold, the physical gold. The more ideas they can connect to physical gold, the more they own your soul. It's that simple. And the whole idea of money being created in paper was just a transference of physical gold to the idea of paper being a representation of the physical gold, which it isn't. Hasn't been since then, more typically since August 15th, 1971. You'd be surprised at how many times that day comes up in history. They'll show you a few key things that have happened, but there are more things than you can imagine, and for exact reason is as soon as I see why, I want to make this too complicated for you. Okay? It's really simple. The very idea of gold, the fallen star, Lucifer, put that one together. See gold as the state of the most low fallen star, Lucifer. Got it? Make physical gold, because it is, the physical representation of the satanic demonic realm. Got it? You see, gold is, in the physical sense, relatively indestructible. Doesn't tarnish, doesn't fade. You can you can fuck with it all day long, and it stays as gold, unchanging, unalterable. You can add things to it, like copper and silver and other things, but the gold in itself cannot be changed. It's kind of one of those, ongoing permanent physical things, representation of the infinite aspect of Lucifer in a very physical sense. Well, I'll tell you, if there's no one around to care and worship it, what's the gold worth? Nothing. Why would you worship evil? So to me, gold is the personification of evil wrapped up in a metal. Get people to worship it. And, of course, money at the end of the day is the very idea attached to it. And, of course, what is money created off of? The paper money. How did they bridge the gold to the paper? Easy, through the birth certificate. And this came into major fruition in the mid-20th century, early to mid-20th century. The construct went into full force and effect to transfer humanity from the physical to paper. Connect the children to it. Do people sell their children, the meat stick demons, back to the demons? Not sell the child, literally give the child and pay. It's like sending someone a card, money in it. Here, nice gift, eh? Well, that's what every parent does when they register a child. And they can't do a thing about it until they see that for themselves. Because as soon as you see it for yourself, your children are set free because you already see the fraud of it and the intent of it. And that it was not disclosed to you as to the real ramification of it. So it's pure deception, pure fraud. That's a typical Luciferian trick, though, isn't it? Have you noticed? Me too. So the idea of money and physical reality worship is literally satanic, and it's Luciferian worship. It's demon worship. It sounds pretty harsh, doesn't it? But it's true. You can do whatever you want to justify your squeeze box effect. You know the song. Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy doesn't sleep at night. Sort of like the planet squeezing the books together to create layers. And when you get energetic, you start seeing things from a very wonderful perspective, and the truth just pukes in front of you. All right, what else we got? Yeah, just matter of fact it now, to see what every now brings, whether I'm here or not. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Why should it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why should it matter to me? Are you here? You can get your own. What did I do today? Things from. Did you tell anybody? Did you let anybody know? If you did, well done. Thank you. Serving heaven, are we? For that, thank you. I'll be off of anything other than ILoveTruth. That didn't make today because you made that choice. And the banning. But then you didn't see it. But the child did. Isn't at the crucifixion there, Stevie? So I'm not going to make a claim to it. What I can see is what I see now in the most literal sense of this reality that I'm experiencing while I observe the illusions of the reality that's been constructed around me, that I got duped into consenting to. By choice. I'll take full responsibility for that idiot move and work on myself to correct that. There's some ideas with others, and they say it's a good idea. I did. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I did, and also what I said is a good idea, and you see it as a good idea and step into it. Great. not a good idea to die, you know? I'm pretty sure I don't think I'll find many people that will disagree with that. It's just stating what is. I'm sure there's a lot on this planet. The suicide routes that would have a tendency to disagree, but then or to give up anyway. I mean, life didn't matter that much. The rest of humanity didn't matter that much. So as long as it's all about you, right? Yeah, between driving stakes through people into the ground and drinking their parts, you know, all that stuff, it's hard to figure out what humanity fucked up. If you want to eat that, go ahead, knock yourself out. But don't expect life from it. It's a tough one, isn't it? When you start looking at all the evil you've been part of, maybe are still part of, still can't fight it, can you? Still can't resist that urge to mow that fucking burger down, eh? Still can't resist that fucking bacon-wrapped filet mignon, huh? Those sheep's hearts. A bunch of fucking ravens. That's the ravens in the tower. You're the raven. Go ahead, eat the sheep heart. You know, they used to mash hearts and brains together and make a pate with them to consume. Typically of criminals and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a sick little fucking planet you're on. Very sad, actually, but hey, what the fuck do I know? Where else did I go? Okay. Here, tell you what, I'll throw a tune on here. Maybe things will calm down here a bit. Get my brain back on track. Here you go. I'll be back.
Say what's on my mind, what I'm really thinking. You there, clouding up my senses. I can't build my fences strong enough to hide. It's what I feel inside. It's too much for a single man to bear. So find me somewhere I can run to, any kind of refuge without you there. Sometimes when I'm feeling lonely, it's always when I'm only 1,000 miles away. Take me as you'll always find me, with all my sleeves inside me. Who I am right now is what I feel inside. It's too much for a single man to bear. So find me somewhere I can run to, any kind of refuge without you there. Somewhere I can run to, any kind of refuge without you there. Find me somewhere I can run to, any kind of refuge.
Okay, well, hopefully you can hear me. Just trying to meet out on Skype, and it wasn't showing that I was or not. So if I'm being heard, great. Let me see. Go to the room. Great reputation doing so. Anyone in the room listening, if you could throw a thumbs up, that'd be neat. Make sure you can hear me. Oh, yeah. Skype's doing a wonky usual. Okay, well, I guess it's just kind of froze. No idea whether I'm on the air or not. Funny. Changed up a little bit. I do like when people share the beautiful things that they're experiencing, you know, as a result of them stepping into the truth and just accepting it. And magical things happen. Things like this. Thanks, Ryan. It's things like this that actually give me the sense that I should continue to do this versus typical monkey chattering, making claims of what I will or will not do. That's an opinion. This is a real life experience. Try this one. Holy shit, Kate. I've had some ultra-luminous evenings here in the now moment, and whoa, man, things are getting bright. I've spent all day so far blossoming the field with email after email to public school principals. Some in Aaron. Haha, thanks. Hope you had St. Jean Brebeuf. And after one of the schools I used to service, yeah. And a solid wave of service. A group of 33-plus youngsters, grade 1 or 2, on a class trip marches on up to the second floor of the new library in Fergus, where I am stationed, and surround me. All around the table I'm looking right at me, and 2 or 3 pull on my chair. Such freedom. What a nice thank you. Also getting some extra empowered visuals of the robo-droid microwave brain trying to exist against truth. Isn't it fun? It's like a hardly luminous, way overcooked lasagna, swiftly sliding out of a pan that is tilted to the 90-degree point. Looks like minus 90-degree point, yeah. As the rotten DNA cheese peels open to reveal nothing but metal screws and bolts of pure and utter nonsense. Look at you go, anagogic wonderment. And that is the endlessly repeating visual of a cup from the neck up, isn't it? I sensed you had seen the same visual, but I just had to share. Peace and love. Yeah, right, absolutely. Thanks, love. Thank you for allowing me to have the purpose that I have. Thank you for allowing me to fulfill that purpose in the beautiful cause and effect that I see others being part of, performing, and being amidst of while this world changes because you did. Thank you. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Oh, where are we here? Okay, what do we got? 26 minutes. You know the number. If you want the BTR, just get it off the fucking show. This one was open, so. Anyway, yeah, Dr. Roar, against everything that I'm wanting to think of tonight, again, but I fulfill my own contract of speaking with those that actually stay at the same level. Yeah. Hi.
Hi. I had sent a message earlier. I get it, and I am pushing myself and going inside to just cut that last tether of programming for this anagogics and the Phoenician. I spent all day on entomology, tracking back into, well, what happened was a story locally about a company called Night Oil.
Okay, one sec before you go on. Hang on, kiddo.
I just went on looking and searching, and how did it affect me? Anyway, that's what I did today.
Here, let's go with etymology. Okay. Little Phoenician fire, just to show people how fucking stupidly simple this. Etta, does that ring any bells with you? Sound etta?
Yeah.
Okay, what comes to mind there?
Etta Karina.
Okay, that's one. Hang on, that's one. Etta Karina, yep. Give me another one. This is how to assemble. Okay, there's another one. Here's how to assemble a biscuit. Now, this is what's going to be relevant to you. So I'm going to find out what Etta means to you and how many pieces in your basket you have. So you have Etta Karina, Etta James. What else you got in that basket? I can give you a bunch more. Know any Greek letters called Etta?
A-R, theta, or estimated time of arrival.
There's another one, estimated time of arrival. Got it? Okay. Greek letter. Ringo? You know the Greek letter Eta? Yes.
No.
Okay, well, there's one to put in your basket. So make note of that one. Write it down. I'm going to help you with the crayon, okay? This is for everybody. I want to show you how to assemble a basket, because apparently some people just can't do it themselves. All right, and that's not. I'm just saying in general. Okay, this is how you do this. You collect all the same concepts in one basket. What does eta, the sound, mean in as many ways as you can make it and see it? Eta, the Greek letter. Eta, at the time of arrival. E, consciousness. T, crucified. We're in truth. A, yin. All right, yan, T, yin. That's the three crosses, the Christ, the two thieves each side of the cross. Eta, what shapes the letter eta take in the Arabic Western alphabet? It takes the letter H and the lowercase n. So that's the duality infinite. N, hun. Why the hun in the sun? Remember, Lucifer? Got it? The hun. Oh, hun in the sun. Yeah, talk about milk and honey. Yeah, we get this. By Lucifer, consciousness, and hun in the sun. Nothing to do with Germans. You don't want to think it that way. Genetic entity was the concept we were trying to, hide there. So there's eta, H. What's the French pronunciation for the letter H?
Ash.
Ash. What concept do you see with this? Is a basket forming. I'm showing the string these along. So H is ash. Give me a concept involving ash.
Burn. Fire. Anything
else? Fire. Do you see a phoenix or a phonics in there anywhere? All right, phonics rising, phoenix rising from the ash. This is how you rise. So now we have, that's just, and there's more, there's many more layers. I can go on and on, but just get the idea of what does eta mean to you, not to me, not to anyone else, not to a dictionary. What does it mean to you, and how many ways can you find different concepts contained within the same sound that sounds just like this? Eta. Etymology. Let's do another basket. I'm going to show you how to bust etymology apart. You see how many different concepts are contained in eta, but they're always coming back to the same sort of thing. It's about you, ash, phoenix rising, okay? Remember, this is about you, the Christ rising from the tomb, the book of life, the truth rising out of you. Eta, ma, or my, or me, or may. Mo, modus operandi, how something works. Ology, study of. So what do we have? The ash modus operandi, study of. Oh, I get it. So that's how to figure out to be the phoenix rising from the ash. It's just rising from the ash. Modus operandi of doing so is etymology. The study of yourself. And how you can trust into the baskets upon baskets upon baskets. Remember, the fit and the bread, there was two baskets there, truth and lies. Feeding of the 5,000 allegory. And what happened after J-Boy and the crew and the allegory were done in the personified version that is taught in a cartoon form? Well, there was bread and fish everywhere. They filled the baskets full to overflowing, yet they had fed the 5,000. What that is allegorizing is simply this: that when you give the truth, when you give the real truth and feed the truth to 5,000, it expands. More food comes back. More truth's back. Goes into an infinite abundance mode at that point. Games, do we? No. Isn't it funny that it's always us that are coming in and trying to figure out how the fuck we can do things better?
I just want to do it better. I want to be the best me in truth. That's it.
That is it, kids, in a nutshell. So, Roar, what does it have to do with anybody else? Nothing.
No, it doesn't. It's me.
No, you change your own mind and your own panties, right? Me too.
I haven't. I've let people know, immediate family, whatever, that this is where I'm not budging. And, yeah, whatever happens, happens.
It is what it is. Yeah, do yourselves a favor tonight. Get your crayons out and take a page and write the alphabet down. Leave space between, okay? When you're writing this, in terms of the letters, just write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way down the traditional alphabet. And what I want you to do is, this is where you leave some space, is I want you to take the fee, fi, fo, fum sound. Take the F off it. Put another letter in front of it. Sort of like this. P, pi, po, pum, poom, puma. Okay? Ki, kai, quo, re, ri, ro, rum. Spell them out. You're going to see things expand. Look at the G, puss. Guy, geek, guy, go, gum. Sounds kind of sticky to me, doesn't it? A lot of X's in there. Yeah. Hi, ho, indeed. Jai, Joe, jump. It's like Jack jumping on a candlestick right there. I have G.I. Joe. Ki, kai, ko, I love that one. Ki, life. Kai, the spirit I have. Ko, in the child. Come, K-O-M, home. And of course, T-I, to-tum. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Defend the Azaziel. Good. Aiden. Azaziel. Azaziel. Oh, you're starting to figure that out, are you? Good. I thought it's all about evil. Did you know that? And so you go across and just the E-I-O sound and put that letter in front of it and see what you see. And see it from not just English. If you're fortunate enough to have a couple of other languages kicking around, you'll instantly see that when you spell these things out, you'll see things like French, je, G, J-E, jai, jai, J-A-I. So I'll spell it out in the way I know how to spell it. J, J apostrophe A-I. I have. Okay. Stuff like that. This is all I do, and it's very interesting when you get to the vowels and whatnot. I look at the W, we, Y, wo, womb. Yeah. Z, zo, zam, that's the X's. Yi-I-yo, yum. Oh yeah, but you got to see it, show and tell it to yourself. Don't, that's just, you just heard the sound of it. When you start spelling it out for yourself, to see it for yourself, that's where the spells change, kids. When you see a different idea contained within the same sound, different spelling, the idea changes, it expands. That's where you start being less limited and start going more limitless. It's a very simple concept. It requires you to take a few minutes and think of humanity as a whole instead of your selfish little self, wondering, well, what am I going to do next? Yeah, fuck off. Been there. Wind it long enough. I get it. There's no need to do that. End of story. There's no.
Oh, that's funny. Yep, I just did the whole alphabet.
It's fun when you play the Chasing the Phoenix, Rising the Phoenix from the Ash in the Opera and the study called Etymology. Spell it out. You got spelled in? Well, time to spell out.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
You got spellbound to it. It's time for you to unbind yourself and spell your way out of it. And it doesn't take long.
Fucking tricky little bastards, man. This pisses me off sometimes. I'm glad to have this trick, this key, this... Oh.
It's the key to the great works, guys. This is the key to the great works. If you want it, if you don't, keep crying the blues about what legislation you want to talk about and what legalness and bullshit commerce that you want to indulge yourself in a complete matrix-programmed religio-cosis from this point of Jew, false, Gentile. See, the Jesus in the church is the genetic entity by Lucifer, to tie you to Lucifer. They're all Gentiles. And they do talk about themselves. Well, I'm a Jew and you're a Gentile. No. Mirror, mirror. You're the one that's worried about kosher fuck cat food.
That had me laughing.
Yeah, what kind of kosher death eating can I give my cat? What kind of kosher death eating can I feed my family? You know, what kind of lamb can I sacrifice? Yeah, what did I watch last night? Oh, fuck, it was a long night. Dominion, the prequel to The Exorcist. Have a laugh at that. Oh yeah, that'll sort your little brain out. Yeah, wonderful portrayal of the buried church. Oh yeah, it's very well done actually. In terms of cinematography, it's done in a presentable way. You know, these movies that don't quite make the grade. This one does. It's kind of one of your B movies, or so a movie type masquerading as a B movie. You know, there's a few of those out there. Ghost Ship is an example of that. It's a B horror flick, but it's done in A cinematography. It's very well acted. It's very well presented. It's, as far as I'm concerned, it's an A-circuit type Hollywood Mission Impossible type movie, but it's never been portrayed as that. Those are some of my favorites because they're the underdog, if you will, but they present the truth very, very well. I think it was from 1998, Minion, the prequel to The Exorcist. What's his name? From the guy that played the professor in the Avengers, the Swedish or Scandinavian Svelgard, I think his name is, or Skargard. Anyway, he plays the lead in this. Does a brilliant job. Really portrays the overall anagogic emotion throughout it, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see. Okay, I know what's going on here in the most literal truth sense. How are you portraying it? And yeah, every one of them did a good job of being in that anagogic moment, whether they were or not, likely not. But who cares? It only matters that I am aware of it. It only matters what movie I am watching, and it's never the literal. Never the literal movie. I just have to be able to stomach the literal presentation of it to see the anagogic. Because if I have to work at it and it's presented poorly, no time for it. I forget how many movies I started last night, and I just got past the first 5 minutes because I'm ready to puke with the evil. And it was a rough night last night. It was a rough night. That's all I can really say about it. Take the time, guys. Take the time. I'm done with monkey chatter, especially in the Skype group, guys. Okay, I understand you got questions and whatever. This is not an issue of what you need to solve. The answer's already there. It's solved. It was you accepting it. That's up to you. That's got nothing to do with legal proofs and all the rest of it. The monkey chattering fucking demons that live in that reality and want to stay in it and plan their rape me, sorry, can I go to the bathroom now mentality in total fear of their fellow demons. Well, they should be. Let them go. I won't have a problem in the world standing at the edge there and just going hoof off the edge of these demons. They showed who they were. They showed what they were. I don't have an issue with that. I don't care what face it is. I don't care if it's a 14-year-old king. I don't care if it's... I don't care. I don't. Evil for what evil is goes. See? I don't care what face it has. Great takes care of it, not me. No. Did you get the concept of the gold?
Yeah.
Trapping the soul and the mind and the idea of gold?
Yep.
Find me a war that didn't involve gold. So I'll tell you what it does. The very idea of worshiping something that has value in a very limited form means simply this: the one that can find the most of it controls the. Well, here's the thing: we have the truth gold. The ones that have the most of it control what? Yeah, the consciousness. So if you don't want that, stick with your money working out. Some people can talk about getting rid of this little card or getting rid of this little account or this or whatever. I don't give a fuck what it is. Okay, because you're still worried about you and what your survival is. So you still trust Lucifer too much. That's your fucking problem. That's the truth. It's not an opinion. That's just truth. Because you don't trust creation. You just can't let it go. You got to hold on to it because you've been programmed so deeply. I get that. Me too. I was there too. I was there at the point of over 5,000 physical ounces of silver. Yeah, I was like right in there. And every fucking ounce of that, I think I got a little bit left here. I give this shit away. It's only a chunk of metal to me. It's an idea of it being truth. I've given lots of silver away. I've given away more silver than most people will ever see in a lifetime. And only because I wanted here's something that at least I know you have value. In the literal sense, you have value regarding money. Okay, this is going back a while. And then, of course, silver being what silver is, like water, it simply is an allegory representation of truth. And the thing is, if you don't keep your silver polished, it gets a little patina on it, doesn't it? So silver, truth, is constantly polished, kept clean, kept reflective. It takes work. If you leave a chunk of gold and a chunk of silver side by side and come back 2 weeks later, you're going to find that the silver is poisoned by the oxygen in the air. It oxidizes and turns black. The gold, no, it doesn't tarnish, doesn't oxidize. So that's the illusion of not having to work for truth. Silver is always called gold's ugly sister. Oh yeah, well, in the literal sense that water, gold is hydrophobic, terrified of truth, terrified of water. Therefore, gold must be terrified of what? Silver as well. That's why you have to keep your silver polished. Because if you end up becoming blackstone, you're just going to have marks down you, and of course, you won't survive the acid test too well there. That's the other thing about silver in its pure form. It can't be altered by acid either. Just the contaminant contained within it, be it copper, be it zinc, lead, tin, whatever the impurities are. To give to D1 Moto, 6.9 pure gold at Perth, 1957. Yeah, nice balance on the 0.999969. There's 54, which is 9, which is consciousness. So 9's always up being 9 anyway. So you got the idea that if you are buying into the idea of me in its literal form, in self-service. You see, this is the difference between those that are out of it and are working to tear Babylon down. Every C and T that comes to me is used for the absolute destruction. The mere fact to breathe is all I need to destroy Babylon. So anything that comes anywhere in my direction, of course, a lot of it bounces back out. Most of it does. But anything that comes in is used for the strict and sole purpose of destroying the whore of Babylon commerce. Might explain why I tolerate putting up with so much fucking monkey chatter 7 nights a week. Why I tolerate day after day after day of the same shit. And then, of course, people like Ryan and others show up and, see? But then you have to step into the miracle yourself. Don't expect the miracle to happen. We'll roll over for a little bit here. But I'm not, other than the mics that are open, I'm not opening any others tonight. You're going to have to be on your own for a while, guys. No, it's very right now. It is very, very, very limited access to me.
Nice.
It's not because I don't love you. It's because I do. You got to do some work for yourself. Because really, I am done. And to make a counterclaim when I say that, that tells me one thing. Feel it out. You'll feel it for yourself. No, you're not done. Oh, that's because you don't want me to be. Oh, okay. Got nothing to do with me then, does it? No, when I say something, don't counterclaim it. Don't trespass on my choice to say I'm done. Because if you want to test on those things, show you in that instant how quickly I'm done. True story, right? Click. That's it with me now. Has been for a long time, but more specifically, it's okay. He's still getting it, fine. That's not me though. I'm taking care of me. Figure this out. Selfishly, shit. Every day.
Hey.
How's it going?
Oh, it is awesome. Just a gentle reminder, not to consume alcohol before calling into radio shows it's still a thing.
Oh, is he doing that?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Just.
Who was it?
It wasn't today. It was last night. But I know that.
No,
you could
who
hear
was
it in their
it?
voice that they were.
No, shut up. Who was it?
It was Bird.
Yeah, okay. There's a great idea. You want to pull stunts? Well, you'll get called for it. Time to change your direction, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Time for all the bullshit's over.
Yeah. Hope you feel comfortable with that one, Bird. That might be the last straw that finally says it for you. Maybe you should be grateful you have friends that care this much. And it's not an accusation or a condemnation. It's a state of being. And it's very easy to state this. Those that are under the influence aren't really in their clear mind. But they are in their clear open. Don't worry, the demons come out then. And that's okay. I've watched it my whole life. It's all good. Sort yourself out. Try, if you're going to do anything, smoke a bowl. At least that's going to chill you down. That's actually healing you. By all means, have a glass of wine or two, whatever. But if that spirit, leave it at home. And that's a general overall for everybody. Me too. I'll have a glass of wine in a case. Actually, as a matter of fact, have a little glass. Right, I have a very tiny glass. I did that deliberately. It's just about a taste life, not about guzzling it. Big difference. I'll tell you, for me to even pour a glass of wine takes a lot of thought. It takes a lot of justifying within me to even think about getting a bottle of wine. I actually get it in the box anyway because it's easier. Lasts longer. All things moderation, I think, is the lesson, yes?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So by all means, it's self-control. Nothing. And again, that's not a faux pas on anybody or anything. That's just a statement of reality. Thank you for the example shown, Bert. That's the gift that you gave everybody. Thank you. It helps everybody. It really does. So look, it's not about you at all. But it is about you, but it's about you. It's about what we do collectively. What we do for and with each other. Are you part of the solution, part of the problem? Not a difficult balance to achieve, only difficult to see. Mark, really? What are you doing to get the word out? See, getting the word out doesn't justify fucking around either. You learn that one pretty quick when you're just getting the word out. You very quickly, there's no time to waste. And as much as I wrestled the entire night debating whether or not I was even going to fucking bother with the show tonight, even at 8 minutes past 6 tonight, looking when I woke up, I still wasn't quite sure if I was going to do this or not. You know, maybe surprise you that I can do what the fuck it is I feel like doing. But then it's not about me, is it? So I'll suffer the outrageous fortune and the slings and the fucking arrows and the monkey chunder chatterboxes, especially from those that know better. But please be advised. If you know better and you're still spewing shit, I will call you up, Luciferian scum cocksucker that you are. Every single time. Upon your shoulders rests a great responsibility, people. That's treated as such. You hold in hand the scales of heaven and hell. And what you decide for you is connected to a whole lot of consciousness. Maybe you have parents, maybe you have kids. If you can't think and care enough about yourself, maybe think and care enough about that. I mean, the program runs pretty deep, you know, about this family, then family, that. It's all a load of bullshit anyway. Family are those that walk in truth. And in terms of family and whatever is connected physiologically to this concept and the agreements, of course, mental, spiritual, within my life experience, well, those that are connected might be grateful to that. Don't worry, I took the time to make sure that you were all free and clear. In as much as you didn't give a royal fuck about me, you still don't. Think here. And not because it's PowerPoint, that's because that's just the way it is with me. Because I do. I can't change that, nor would I. If I did care, I wouldn't be doing this. But don't worry, you'll have a nice look on your face. It will be one of gratitude. At least then you'll understand what unconditional love is. Because you haven't learned it here, lucky you. Cards where they may. Card ball where they may. Because regardless of what people think, shit's going down. You gotta notice, shit's going down. In a very large way. So you either be part of that or get crushed by it. For any of those still looking in any way, shape, or form of a legal remedy whatsoever, give your motherfucking head a shake. You're in the matrix. Your mind is thought trapped in the matrix. There is no legal remedy save one. Be part of it. And let your little fears overrun you. Because when you know, they can touch you. It's a magical thing. It's like a magic wand you wave. Oh, look. Why do some people go through the extreme feather brushes and others blow them off like fucking snot? What's the difference? I'll tell you what the difference is. The difference is you. It's not a difficult thing to get either. It's all based on an agreement. If you agree to talk, to converse, in a literal sense, like these monkey chatterers talking about, boy, I got to tell you, the number of people now that maybe watched one of these fan-type videos of a cop and a guy interacting, a girl interacting in a car, and they start doing this bullshit, legal stuff and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's nice to have the ears, and you see exactly where they get trapped, eh? Well, they're trapped in the fact that they're driving around with plastic and shit wallets. They're marked beasts. And that's just the demons keeping an eye on the demons. That's all it is. You decide whether you're a demon or not. Yeah, demons are all about physical. Can't get enough of the physical lusts. So what do you expect us to do? What do you expect criminals and rapists, murderers to do? Especially when they have their way with you because you say it's okay. Legal name says, fuck me over royally, would you? It says. No legal name, no thought, no concept attached to it, no concern with it. Well, no touch. Fuck off. Not in your construct. I'm not in your mental construct. It's night and day, kids. This is not a gray area. Legal is the gray area. Grays live there. The gray aliens. The gray matter. You know, the gold that gets into that sludge, dried out sludge, that gray like the brain. Yeah, that's gray matter. Some crazy shit. But it's very simple to see it once you can see it. I want to touch on the movie Judge again, for those that potentially watched it. There's one scene where Billy Bob Thornton talking to, I think it was a forensic expert or something, you know, characters in their play, and had said something, and of course, Duvall's, who's the judge, his son, what's his name? Iron Man. Michael, or Downey Jr., right? Him, right? What's his name? Nobody? Okay.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr. He's playing the lawyer, the really sharp lawyer. Guys, you should watch this to see, because between the two of them, they play such an incredible double-cross mirror that's so stark to see. You'll figure yourself just watching these two characters. In one instant, here's Bill Bob Thornton, the prosecuting attorney, talking to a witness, whatever, in the pre-trial, and Dan Jr. wasn't allowed to be there yet. He had some fucking yokel doing it. And boy, does it play off. You just see how retarded the whole system is. But anyway, he says this, well, in the course of the blah, 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 and it said the word accident. And if you're paying attention in the now, listen to every word being impacted in your speech, but in your listening, you would immediately say, object. Well, okay, objection. So the prosecution just admitted it's an accident. What are we doing here at a murder pretrial? It's already done right there. Prosecutor said it was an accident. It's on the record. And, of course, the dopey lawyer didn't jump in, and there's Robert Downey Jr. And I'd be hard-pressed to find anyone that actually caught that. Oh, looks like we lost you. Anyway, there's a little scene, and you see them react to it. It's a very quick little scene, but yeah, I looked at the character and said, "You heard that too, didn't you? What are you doing here?" Prosecution just said it was an accident. Game over right there. See, the legal name fraud is exactly that accident. Prosecutors using the word accident all the time in the legal name reality in an allegorical sense. You don't deliberately go out to break the law, do you? No, you don't go out to deliberately use the legal name illegally. Humanity was doing it by accident. The fraud was already in place. If you knew you were breaking law, like right out of the gate, would you break it? No. And for those seeking proof of it, to convince their monkey-chundering chatter friends about, well, we need proof of that. How many fucking ways do you want me to paint this out for you? The easiest one to really paint out is not your contract. That contract has got nothing to do with you. You weren't at the round table discussing the finer points of the contract and what it entailed and what you'd be, liable for and everything else. Do you remember that when you got Mama? Do you remember that meeting? I don't. That meeting happened, 3 days after I got sucked into this body. Can't really say I had much legal knowledge at 3 days old. I'd be lucky to shit my diapers for the first time. So please tell me, what exactly does the birth certificate contract have to do with me? I wasn't there. I didn't hear the terms of the contract that apparently is supposed to be me under contract. Says who? Says fucking who? The illusion of mom and dad? They didn't know what they were doing. They weren't legal experts. They were using legal names. They were illegal as illegal gets, going into an illegal contract with an illegal slave master that feeds on illegalities in the eyes of law, legal. Nonsense, matrix. So if you're not part of contract in its formation at source when it was created, what the fuck does it got to do with you? I mean, this is based on contract law. You don't get more basic than this. I have an agreement with somebody else, and you still have a fucking say in it, using something else. Try that one with a couple of your friends. Tell you what, here's one. How about you talk to, one of your friends, and of course their wife or husband, and say to both of them that you're going to third-party interlope on their contract by fucking one or the other. And see what your friends have to say about that. This is birth certificate contract, the same thing. It's got nothing to do with you. You didn't sign it. I mean, in the grandest sense, you're pretty much a minor there, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, the minor that becomes the mind. Yeah. So it's time to be that minor again and mine your own gold within and mind your own business within. Because to have a legal name construct and concept around you, you're minding someone else's business. And don't worry, you're the gold mine they're mining all the gold from. And you're decaying very quickly. It's called third-party interloping. There's many other things involved with contract and breaches thereof. The fraud, the contract was initiated with an intent to commit fraud and deceive someone, so it's not a contract at all anyway. So what you're doing is you're actually agreeing with a non-existent contract, and because you're agreeing with it, you're making the contract real. So you're the one that's actually in the fraud. And the difference is, with every penny that comes through some of us here, it gets used to destroy this fucking whore of Babylon Luciferian construct, is a transmutation of that life source that was stolen. To use that to destroy the whore that stole the life. But then if you want to be a dead baby, go ahead. Jezebel loves her dead kids. She takes them right to the grave with her. Copyright infringement? Crown copyright it. Well, how come I can use it and I don't get in trouble? Well, because it says a couple of places in the actual books that they don't assert their copyright. Why would they? Because if they did, if they asserted their copyright on one legal name, that would kind of be a wake-up call for all of humanity, wouldn't it? Well, if one legal name is copyrighted and I'm copyright infringing on it and somebody went to jail and got executed, yeah, you too. That's why they don't assert it. They got a good thing going. They got you completely trapped. Why the hell would they assert a little, what they would deem a little law, when they can get you with every other 65, 70 million laws at the same time? You know, for these intellectual buffoons that claim to be of a legal mind at all, it's a bunch of lawyers walking around practicing law without a bar card. I know I did it. The thing is, well, we have a bar card now if we want it. Yeah. That'll leave you untouchable. But, of course, the gimme-gimmes will see it as, well, I'm going to go and use that to get this and that, and that's not what it's for. This is about removing yourself from the whore of Babylon. In the same way that I was dispossessed of my family, dispossessed of my home, dispossessed of fucking everything. Yeah, it hurt. Kind of left me in a bit of a lurch, you know. Nothing in the pocket, left alone. The only thing I could do from there was walk. So I did. I go back then to now, bring him to... Did I know what I was going to do then? No. But I'll tell you what I did know. I knew I was right. It didn't matter the consequences, because I knew I was right. The only thing that would lure anyone back to not being right is their own greed and lust. Oh, of course I went 2 weeks later. 8 days solitary for one. It was good to see so many terrified fucking demon faces. I got to see the occult that the jury executes as well. It's really interesting when you get to see the actual demon within them. Throw at me. Didn't work out too well, did it? And that's my experience. I know these things because I experienced them. But, Stephen, I wasn't at the crucifixion, so I can't claim to say that I was there and know something about it. The only thing I would know about that is what was written about it, and, you know, whether I believed it literally or not. You know, that's my choice, though, because I'm here, not there. I'm not stuck in some illusionary book of some God Almighty, cock-bearing, gray-haired man thing that you think God is. That's why they put a penis on God, because Father is feminine. It's the heart source itself. Mother Church, Father Rome. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have Lucifer Cronus, Jezebel Crown. See the male female in London, male female in Vatican. DC, well, that's just a direct current where they store the batteries, birth certificates. And of course, they have to protect the gold, right? So they throw the biggest military on the planet around it, and that military has been totally decayed by design, and to create an empire or an empirical sense of rah rah America, we can kick ass all over the world. Yeah, you can. Yeah, take that up with the Russians, take that up with the Chinese. Let's see how tough you are. No. I mean, they've got things so efficient to just, kill people. They don't even need a pilot. No, missiles and drones and robots, oh my. That's the whole. When you look at the whole scientific achievement of man, it's all geared to one thing and one thing only: war. faster airplanes, more devastating weapons, more complete destruction. That's your world. You built it, legal namers. And you hold it in place. While that contract is in place, they can trade your soul everywhere. You're the one empowering the bond, aren't you? You get a little tie with Lucifer, do you? A little wedding ring through your nose? Oh, it's very easy to dispel this with people around you. That's why they will, get angry at you. They're not angry at you. They're just angry at themselves for being the lying, cocksucking fucks that they are. It's a rather rude awakening when you kind of figure that out for yourself and you stop doing it. You change directions and you have a different purpose to not be a part of that while working yourself out of this, We all have a lot of growing up to do, and me included. Still working on it. But then the experience will always determine the state of mind, the choices. For me, it's a game of seeing. Who are you? Really? I've got a knack for finding that out. And I will experience anything and everything to find that out. Because I want to know who you are. And once I know who you are, I know who you are. It's not important that I know that so much to me as it is to you. You need to know who you are. And by your actions, you will always show me. Always. It's as simple as a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Yeah, Enoch that door. Have a look at it for yourself. Anyway, I'm going to go see if there's any coffee left. You guys, Roar, the table is yours. I don't know. What do we got? I'm on here longer than I wanted to be tonight. I was actually only going to do about a half an hour and can it tonight.
Well, just can it. Go.
So do you feel like talking to anybody? Because I can.
Who else is out there?
Well, I can open the mics that are here, and just a little heads up regarding last night. And this is exactly the point I was trying to make last night. In all the time that I've been at this table where it's wide open, and as soon as here's my foolish expectation. This is my retarded expectation that when I do the call out, people are actually interested in being a part of things, that they would actually want to put their hand up, early on as soon as I do it. And then, of course, when I'm ready to leave, when hands go up, it's basically, fuck off. Okay? Don't take that personal. Take that for what it is. Where were you when I needed you? And you show up because you need to be there? No. That's not how it works here. It's a two-way street. So I'll mute out here and I'll crack these mics open and just see what happens from there. Okay, I'll be right back. Floor is yours, Rob.
Okay. I know Shaka was at the table. Lois was
Hey,
there.
Roar.
Hi.
Hi. It's Max.
Hello there.
Hi,
Oh,
love.
yeah, I was listening to you the other night. Oh.
Yeah, I've had some issues with my Skype, but that's all right. Yeah, I didn't know what I was. Shoot. I enjoyed listening to Kate this evening, and yes, I'm one of those who puts my hand up late. I won't do that again. No, I call into the show or I try to get started and I'm running around doing other things and I don't. Yeah, that's my fault. It's okay. All good. Anyway, Roar, so you're getting this, the etymology and following your little brick road, and how's that
really
going?
pushing it. it's work. It's work. It really is. But it's worth it.
Yeah, I wrote down the fee fi fo fum. I didn't get that one, and that's cool. I'm playing with the alphabet now. I write on my walls, my windows, whatever. I'm like a little kid when I found, like last summer when Kate said, somebody had done a chalk drawing in front of some building of Babylon is falling, and it was like fucking cool. So I bought some chalk and went outside and started playing on the sidewalk and writing losethename.com everywhere and all this other stuff. Yeah. And then taking the words part. Isn't that fun?
It is.
It
sounds.
Yeah. And the fee fi fo fum is going to help me. Yeah. That's the little key I was missing there. And we were talking, what was it? The stone this evening and benchmarks. Talk about the water. Yeah, and Etta. Yeah, Etta resonated with me too.
Mhm.
Yeah. That was the name of the lady I had bought my house from.
Wow. Huh.
Yeah. Sweet woman. Sweet woman. Anyway, yeah, it's been a hell of a last couple of days, hasn't it? I've been listening. I'm sorry. Go ahead, dear.
We're just gonna watch it all crumble and not be a part of Babylon.
Right, I see it falling apart all the time.
Free.
Little by little. And I took that seriously back a long time ago. When I found all this information out and the paperwork, and it's like, God, I got to do this and got to do that, and then I realized, and then listening, and it's all about me. I can't fix anything out there until I fix me. It's like, well, fuck, that one's going to be fun.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, God damn, I thought I was okay, and I've been doing this, that, and the other, and I'm shit. So, yeah, that's been a hell of a ride. Yes, it has. I watched Dark City the other night before last. Yeah, I had it last night. Dark City. That's a crazy movie. But I saw all kinds of stuff in it. There was one little thing in there that caught my attention. It had to do with one little scene where the little minions, the guys in black were chasing John, okay, and the guy named Mr. Book, he puts out or sends out guys to go to all four corners to look for him, and that little blurb caught my attention because he sent Mr. Knight to the east, Mr. Face to the west, Mr. Glove to the south, and Mr. Shade to the north. Yeah, and I wrote that down. That just kind of it grabbed my attention, so I wrote it down and started playing with it, and I'm just looking at it right now. Anyway, people.
I went down the path of looking up nights. Anyway, I ended up at stirrup. That's a fun word, stirrup.
Yeah, stirrup. Riding the horse, and of course you have a stirrup in your ear. The stirrup and the anvil and the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Face. Yeah, you saw the four faces. You see, when you start understanding what a basket is and the concepts contained within it, the character name John will have more layers to it. And of course, this is why you don't claim names, because you can get offended. A John is someone who seeks out a prostitute. A John is somewhere where you go and take a shit. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a concept contained within the same sound. And of course, yawn, yaw, right? Direction, infinite direction, yawn, left and right. constantly divided. This is where you'll... Oops. Look at Han. Han, Jan, Juan. They're all connected to the sound John. True or false?
Yeah.
Johann, Jean, Jean, Jeanette, Jeannie. They're all connected to it. One sound. So you see who the true John is. And then, of course, when you see that, every character that you see portrayed in every movie has a completely different fundamental reason, but you will see the same story played out everywhere.
Yeah.
I just listed off a whole bunch of names connected to John. Well, Jean, Joan of Arc, Joan, Joanne, Jeanette, anything that has the John genre, the John draw, then draw the fucking picture, and you'll see it. But you won't see it if you're looking at it. Oh, its character's name is John, and oh God, he's cute, and oh my God, oh yeah, a little superficial on that layer, aren't we? Yeah, try to look past that. You're still caught in the penis vagina world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part that people don't understand. There is not one fucking female on this planet. There is not one true feminine on this planet. It's impossible. It's impossible where creation has been raped. Taken from a tranny. Got the vibe. I know what it's about. Sort of had that stark clue thrown at me from birth, you know? That nothing here is real. It's all Israel. Worship of the Lucifer. Worship the sun god. The fallen star. Gold. In case you're wondering why the Anunnaki are after it. Yeah, they collect the gold because they want to know where your heart is. The Anu, heart, not applicable life. Anu, na, ki. Greek letter, X. Roman numeral 10. 1001 OIIO. Just because one looks like a number doesn't mean it's not a concept. You still have to spell out 1, W-O-N, 2, T-O-O, you know? You got to get past the literal veil. And when people are talking in literal concepts, I know where they are. They're trapped in the literal matrix. They're not seeing the magic. You know, sitting here, and I know there's many of us that feel this way, how the fuck we found this really is beyond me. It just hits you, doesn't it? Out of the blue. There's no describing it, there's no explaining it. But I'll tell you this. This was certainly not what I was looking for. But it was everything I found. Funny how that works, isn't it? See, when you see this, that's how you know you're past the veil, because this reality that we speak of is on the other side of the veil, that the matrix legal thinkers, literal thinkers, the ones that think in terms of penises and vaginas, in the separation of man and woman, right? Female, fee, fi, fo, fum, right? You see, the female is the one that pays the fucking bills here, you see? That's why the whole court system is based on the female. Because what they want is the female to have the false illusion that they're somehow feminine when they're not, while they pump demons out of them. And everyone's culpable and guilty of it. Male and female together. It's a contract agreement between two in order to create the demon. So mom, don't feel bad. Dad, don't feel bad. Mom, feel bad. Dad, feel bad. Double cross it. Makes it neutral. It's when you're not outside of yourself trying to blame another for your bullshit reality. Understanding that everything here is guys on guys. The females are the guys in disguise. They're dissing the guy thing for the illusion of the, the slit torus version of the penis. The only thing that brings life to this planet is you, not the fucking meat stick. That's an effect. Easy to prove.
Wow.
A guy on one side of the planet, a girl on the other, never to meet. How many kids are going to get born there? None.
None.
Because the contract was never put into place between two people. A couple of guys. One thinks, that they're female and one thinks that they're male. And it's just a bunch of fucking gays here. Guys on guys. That's all it is. It's a complete male. Male, female. Intention costing intention. Life costing life. Ad nauseum. And you wonder why creation got a little uptight with this whole construct? How many layers did we have to peel, guys? How many fucking layers? All of them. But because you can't accept the truth doesn't make it a lie. It just makes you a coward. You are coward below the truth. So the only time that you can rise above the truth is to not be a coward and be cowered by it. When you see something to be right, because it is right, is it right to murder children? Well, in the mystical sense, yeah, to destroy the physical body. In a spiritual sense, no. Because there's a spiritual aspect, consciousness trapped within that body that gets harmed as a result of that body being harmed because it was trapped in the body being harmed. Bit of a catch-22, you see? Inasmuch as you have the infinite pity on a child and the whole concept of the child being innocent and defenseless and protecting that. But what in the grandest sense are you doing? You're protecting Lucifer's construct. This is why it is about you. This is why it is about life, not meat sticks. It is about the life that is getting drained through the meat sticks in the form of child all the way up through murdering military types and all the rest of it. Get the body out of it. Earth is Satan's body house. You know what a body house is, right? It's where people go to fuck. That's what Earth is. It's been turned into a body house. The body you were... Yeah, the broth of hell. Going to make a fucking soup out of you. Don't worry, they'll thicken you up with the ruse. Turn you into a gravy, too. This game is over. Whether you choose to end the game yourself or not, that's up to you. You want to continue playing in the Luciferian construct, you will die within it, your consciousness and all. Well, here, I'll put it in simple terms for you. Look around you right now. Could you handle this for eternity? Or would you think this is a bit of a hell?
Oh, this is definitely hell.
Right.
I don't want to come back here.
Well, I don't even want to be here. Never mind come back here. I'm not even going to create that in a future sense at all.
I'm stuck here. I mean, I just...
Yeah, we're here. I get it. We're in the now. That now is shifting, though. This is the power, the true power of gold. Truth is the true gold. And those that control the physical gold control the physical reality, as long as you buy into it. And those, guess what? Those that know the power of gold being the absolute truth from the polished silver reflector know that you influence those with the most gold in consciousness control the consciousness. So you can have your physical reality. It won't matter because consciousness reigns above all. Truth reigns above all. Love, truth conquers all. I'm not sure what part of that people missed. Maybe it was the mist in their eyes, playing misty for me. Quick, grab your scissors and start killing somebody. Yeah. Angie, Dick in Sun. No doubt. Dick in Bush. Oh, yeah.
Here we go with the penises and vaginas
that
again.
Killed me.
Hey, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
I had a beautiful visual going of, seeing the beautiful silver and it being, that's how you get to the true gold, is seeing that your mirror reflection, and I don't know, that was just gorgeous. And then there was the dicks and the penises. Anyway.
Yeah, that's it. Once you see it from the
start. That's how you get to the gold, is seeing your, that's beautiful.
Mhm. You got to get pretty stark on it though, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stork delivering the true baby. That's where the spirit is stored, in the stork. The star of the spirit. Funny that Robert Downey Jr. played who? Stark. Iron Man. It's all about iron with these guys. Always lots of iron filings and pyrite where there's gold, Isn't it funny that the largest gold deposit ever found in the UK was found very recently? Guess where? Northern Ireland. But it's not really Northern Ireland. But it's in the north of Ireland, but they called it Northern Ireland. I thought it very interesting, the terms and the words that get used. I'm watching a BBC documentary on the Tower of London. And what caught my attention right out of the gate was this. The tower is over 1,000 years old. Really? Let me get my calculator out. The Tower of London was supposed to be William the Conqueror's first tower. Wait a minute. He invaded in 1066, according to his story. So let me see. 1066 to 1966. That's 900 years. So to be over 1,000 years, it would have to be 2066. Minimum. I think it was completed in 1100. So it would have to be the year 2100 plus to be over 1,000 years old. So wait a minute. Who built it? If it's over 1,000 years old, remember the tomb open for 1,000 years. I'm about cracking that fucking 1,000-year tomb open, guys, to put the cap back on it. Thought that was rather interesting.
There you go.
Yeah, things like that click with me. It can't be over 1,000 years old. It would have to be the year 2100 to be over, more than the year 2100 to be over 1,000 years. So what year is it?
So what happened in 1015? 1015.
There we go.
Watch
now there's
me.
someone. Now we're tracking anagogically. Wait a minute. Well, we'll go to 1,000 years anyway. It said over 1,000 years, but let's start with 1015 and go back to see what happened, who was involved, what was the history around that time. And it's all there. I mean, it's there somewhere. All the truth you need to know is there. You just have to go looking in the right places for it. But you better find the right trail first. And if you're buying into the literal histories, you'll never find the right trail. I mean, hell, they got the Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar, the current calendar. You've got the Anno Domini calendar. You've got the, the Tibetan lunar, the Chinese solar, and the Vedic Luni calendar, Western Luni calendar, and of course the Mayan solar of Most High calendar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what time frame are you working on? That's why I go to the Mayans, right? Because Maya means illusion, the infinite illusion. So I look for the wheel within a wheel within a wheel, and lo and behold, there's the Mayan calendar, the wheel within a wheel within a wheel. And if you look at the layout of CERN, you will see the Mayan calendar wheel within a wheel within a wheel laid out in the ground. They're trying to mimic heaven, you see. They're trying to bust through to escape. There's no escape here. This is it. The game's over. This is the last call. Last call at the bar. Don't be caught in the Tav urn when that call is made. Tav being truth. Urn being the ash, the Eta Karina put into the box. There's your box that you're in while you think your legal name. You're already in the urn, the tab urn, because you serve the bar, and you're picking up the tab for it with your soul. Let me know when you're done drinking, eh? That's the real drinking problem humanity has. Fuck the stuff in the bottle. That's just an easy delusion to see. I'm looking for the big one. And man has been drunken on lust, greed, all manner of evil corrupted by one who knew better. The fallen one. The gold that the legal namers worship unknowingly by association. Remember, gold by association. Guilt, to be guilted. Gilded cage. You live in a guilt cage. It's like in that movie Dominion, the character that plays the Luciferian talking about getting rid of all that guilt. If you were to listen to it in a very literal sense, oh yeah, it would put a lot of guilt on you. Don't you want to be free of the guilt? You know, be free. And of course, playing out in the most dark character, and I'm looking at it laughing, going, oh yeah, just put the truth right there in the most evil form so people will miss it and run from it. To be guilt-free is to be gold-free. What's the main character, the main bad guy in Once Upon a Time? Rumpelstiltskin.
Gold.
Yeah, Mr. Gold. Speaking of Mr. Face, Mr. Hand, Mr. Shade. All that glitters is not gold. You're the star that glitters. And they've been mining your gold until you go nova. Supernova. No, they're not feeding on this gold anymore. Oh, they can have all the physical illusions of worshiping their death that they want. Doesn't take much of a volcano to encase the entire planet and bury it all again. Does it? No, time to put a cap on that well of souls. What was the other one? Watched the documentary on the mysteries of Temple Mount. Of course, down below, there's the Ark of the Covenant and the layout of the cross. It was a 12-minute video. Very informative on an anagogic scale, but I got to tell you, it really is difficult for me in that urge to constantly want to puke listening to these religiosus chosenitis penis worshippers as they talk about God and religion in the most literal Luciferian worshipping sense. It is pure filth coming out of their mouth. But I stomach it and I go through it. Anyone that wants to watch that Gods and Monsters, BBC, I think the guy's name's Tony Robinson. Yeah, this guy, whoa. Yeah.
What was that, Gods and Monsters?
Gods and Monsters, yeah. If you can get through the first one, especially when they dig up the pig they buried, because a pig decays very much the same way as a human body does. So they buried it for 3 weeks to see what it would look like, and they pulled it. I'm just thinking about it, ready to puke here. And there's your grocer's freezer's meat section. So enjoy your pork chops and your bacon and your sheep's hearts. Bunch of fucking ravens. There's the ravens of the Tower of London. How many have to leave the tower? 6? So there's a big one for us, eh?
Yeah.
Any ravens with unclipped wings leaving the tower? Yeah, I'm one. That actually, you can't eat sheep hearts anymore. You can't consume death anymore. You can't be a vampire and drink the blood of the dead like they did, or get staked through the fucking chest, dead body in the middle of a square. And I got to tell you though, this guy doing I get the idea of doing the documentary, but they took what looked like a human body, filled it with whatever red and stuff, and it looked very lifelike. And here they are in this very busy intersection with people staring and gawking while this fucking demon portrayer drives a stake through the back with a wooden hammer on the camera for all these people to look at. And it's a stake coming through it. It looks so lifelike. And I'm going, isn't that so typical of the BBC, the Demon Central? You know,
Oh.
B, the birth certificate, BBC. No thanks. BBC, BB-do. That's the problem with BBs. Little BBs, they BBC, they BB-do. And there he is, hammering a fucking, 1.5-inch thick stake through the back of this lifelike fucking idol. And there's a blood coming out the front, and these people watching this.
And nobody's saying anything.
Well, what kind of picture is that painting? What kind of poisoning of the mind is that putting in? What kind of nightmare is that feeding and propagating in the minds of innocents? Pure, utter filth.
It is.
But it's just a TV show. When you start seeing things from the realistic and true viewpoint of evil promoting itself constantly, then maybe you'll start to understand why I have such a problem with evil and ignorance.
Even just a little bit.
I have zero tolerance for it. Just like I am zero tolerant for anyone thinking that they can make a claim based on an opinion of what it is I'm saying and what it is I'm willing to do. I'm fucking done. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, no. Yeah, I am. See ya. Watch. Quick.
Do what you damn well want to do.
Yeah, don't make any claims on me. Wait till you see how quickly I cut that communication off. Wait till you see how quick I cut all that flow off. I don't contract with that. Sorry. Because here's the truth. I'm here for me. While I'm here for all of you. While you're here for me, or are you here for yourself? You see, that's the difference. Are you here for me, or are you here for yourself? Are you here to learn, to help, to share with others, or are you here to figure out how you can get more in your reality for yourself? That one you're going to have to decide for yourself. And that's going to be dependent upon your ability to not be a coward and cower from the truth and simply just stand in it. The planet's full of cowards. It's not very original, don't you think? We've got about 2 minutes left here, guys, so...
Hey, have a good night, darling, and it's been lovely talking to you again. And I look forward to the next time. Or not.
Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks for showing up.
About fucking time.
No, we're not. Yeah, thanks for showing up. I mean, we can all just kind of hang out and do our thing. But there's something to focus on tonight, to close off on. Who are the 6 ravens leaving the tower? Actually, there's 8 there. They kept 2 in reserve. So there's the twins pulled out and the 6 pulled out. So you're going to have to decide whether you're one of the ravens that left the Tower of London, because I did. And I know a few others that did. I know a few, not quite the full total yet, though, that I can see of the ravens that have fully and totally left Babylon, or the Tower of London. Now, whether or not you think it's you or not, that's not me, that's you. But I can tell you the ones that I know that have actually flown the coop. The coup d'etat, the coup de grace. There's your coup de grace moment. Ladybird, ladybird, fly away home. Your house is on fire. You know the story, right?
Yes, I do. Spread my wings. I'm flying.
Well, while your wings are clipped with a legal name and being in fear of anything in this world and this system at all, means that you are trapped in a gilded cage within the Tower of London. You're the one that grows your feathers back. So all I've been doing for the longest time is faking my inability to fly. Just long enough to look crippled enough. Have a look at what ravens and other birds do. They feign being injured. Yeah. Well, jackdaw, jacktaw. Oh, yeah, let's talk about the hijack of the Union Jack. See ya. So, little raven, are your wings clipped? Maybe read Edgar Allan Poe and see what your spirit seat says in The Raven. Shall we? Yeah.
Okay.
Dare to fly. So there's a neat little anagogic concept for you to have a look at. Are you a raven, or are your wings clipped in a gilded cage? If you think in the literal sense, worry about yourself, and think that something's going to harm you in this world, your wings are clipped. You are only limited by the flying you can do. I fly. And that's it. What'd you do from there? Well, that's your opinion. That's yours. I don't have an opinion. I have my reality, and I just stay there.